Anna Cabanaro, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the global environmental crisis. So, nowadays, on the news or just around, we hear a lot about the environment and how it's deteriorating and it's getting really, really serious really fast. People are debating it all the time. Are we ruining the environment? Are we not ruining the environment? Is it okay? Does it need help? Where and when? Why? All of these questions are coming to the forefront lately, it seems. We know, of course, through copious amounts of research, that there is a global environmental crisis happening. And today I'm going to be talking a little bit about why that is. So there are multiple different factors that are causing the global environmental crisis, but three really important ones are climate change, deforestation, and pollution. So we know from research and different things that inhaling air pollution takes away at least 1 to 2 years of a typical human's life. Which is a huge deal. I mean, I'm scared of that. So I think everybody should be scared of that as well. Taking 1 to 2 years off of a typical human's life is a lot. I'm sure we would all want that back. And environmental factors contribute to more than 3 million children under age 5 dying every year. And so, also, if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what does. In previous generations, the human effect on the environment has been, largely swept under the rug or ignored by the government as well as big businesses and just people in general. But lately, society has taken some more significant steps to raise awareness of the global environmental crisis, what's causing it, and how to fix it. So, just like before, I said climate change was a huge factor. Humans burn fossil fuels, we all know this, which release huge amounts of carbon pollution, which isn't great because we know that from a lot of research that carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere. And the more fossil fuels we burn, obviously, the more heat will be trapped in the Earth's atmosphere, causing what we know as climate change. And, some people call it many different things. Some people call it global warming, which you've heard a lot, but I'm just going to be referring to it as climate change right now. And climate change is, we all know, bad for the earth because more fossil fuels we burn, the more plants we have to balance it out, as they act as natural carbon sinks and bring clean oxygen into the atmosphere. But without plants acting as that natural fighter against climate change, it would be hugely difficult to maintain any balance at all, really. And that struggle is getting harder and harder because of deforestation. So, of course, we're in need of more trees, plants, and greenery in general because deforestation is running rampant in the world. This means less clean oxygen, displacement of wildlife, and drier climates because plants naturally extract water from the ground. So, without that water coming up and all of that oxygen, you're really going to get a much drier climate and, a less pleasant environment to live in. And studies show that humans have actually already chopped down 50% of rainforests that once existed on the earth. And that's a huge amount that humans are contributing to. And on average, we actually lose 1.5 acres of forest every second due to humans, human deforestation, which I think is really terrible. Another thing that I was talking about is pollution. So obviously we learned from growing up, don't litter, we learned that in elementary school. Pollution is bad, make sure to throw things away and all that. But we don't really realize how harmful it is. It's just something that we're taught. And so, for example, over 80 billion aluminum cans like, Coke cans or, those cans that you walk around with, are used every single year. 80 billion aluminum cans. So when thrown away, they actually stay in that form just like you threw it out for 500 years or more. So that's plenty, and there's plenty of materials like those aluminum cans that don't decompose correctly or don't decompose quickly or don't decompose at all. And that's terrible because that's just littering. That's just pollution. It will stay in a landfill pretty much forever. And, because it takes up gigantic amount, that all those 80 million aluminum cans are taking up a gigantic amount of room in those landfills, that means they have to keep adding to those landfills and keep building and then keep making more landfills. And if they keep making more landfills, that's just more deforestation that's going to happen, because those are the areas that they normally use for that. So the vicious cycle just goes on and on and on, because of this global environmental crisis. So all in all, climate change, deforestation, and pollution are huge negative contributors to the global environmental crisis. And without taking significant steps forward to protect our Earth, we could be facing some serious consequences in the near future. Thank you so much for listening.